How's it everybody? Welcome back to Coral Reeches. It's Sanctum Gamer here, and we are looking down once again at Coral Reeches and its beautiful region as it continues to expand along this beautiful river that is cutting its way through the landscape, something that I am continuously modifying as we build, as we expand, as we continue all the stuff that we are doing. Last week, we built out little Germany down here, which was an appreciation for the German pack that had just come out. And I used it to try and get just a couple of the assets in, try and get something that looks kind of German. It's just a matter of using the buildings and saying that I'm doing a German build. But I think overall it turned out quite all right. I love the color scheme of the area. I think the entire place looks really nice. It's different from its immediate surroundings and I think has fit in very nicely and complements the region. As we look down into the rest of the land, you notice that as we get away from the sea, the landscape starts getting more and more hilly, all the way over from the left to the right, and I'm trying to bump up the hills even more as we get further west. And that's because as we get away from the main sea, I want to build a couple of towns and stuff that lie in valleys of mountains. I don't think too many of them will be on actual mountains, but as long as I can get towns that sit in the valleys between the mountains, then I will achieve the sort of look that I want. But I'm keeping this area over here more flat than the other side. That way, when we get to building an airport and stuff like that, we'll probably come and build it somewhere around this area where we've got nice flat land. In the last live stream, after we finished all of this, we've started a whole new project that sits around here. And those of you who are very keen eye will have probably noticed that this lake has just popped up. And that's because I put this water source over here to create this nice big lake, and then started laying down the foundations of a brand new town that is going to just stretch off of Waterworth and then expand its way through the valley of these two mountains that we have built over on this side. So this has kicked off. We will be probably starting populating this town in the very next live stream, which with the release of this video, it will probably be tomorrow, which is Saturday evening over on Twitch. So if you're interested in following on that, jump onto my Twitch and yeah, let's get this town going. For today, I want to expand out on this area. I think this entire space will look a whole lot better once this place is filled in, and this whole area is going to be just massive residential sprawl, right? So the type of houses that we see around here, the standalone houses, one or two planned pockets of areas, green spaces and stuff, is all that I plan on filling in this entire area. And today I want to just double down and get houses in and let this entire area just flesh itself out with as many homes as I possibly can. The only thing is I want to change the season. I think I've been in the nice green of summer for a long time. So now I think I want to get into the autumn time. Let's get some autumn colors. I think it's been a while since I've built in these beautiful autumn colors, and I think that looks really good. But whilst everything is changing, I could feel the performance impact on my FPS. But yeah, there we go. Now we've got some nice beautiful colors. It's nice to see all of these areas that we built quite a while back, look how it looks like when all of these autumn colors come up. And this area that has the Spanish style villas, oh man, look at that. Like the orange that just stands out is just so good with this little mansion that sits on top over here. I'm not sure if I talked about this in any of my previous videos, but we did this in one of the live streams maybe a couple of weeks back, and you can always check that out because the VOD of this live stream sits on my sister Sanctum Gamer live channel. I like to always get the trees and everything back to their fullest so that the place continue to look as rich as possible, because that is what I want. All right, everybody, around here we're gonna start with some road networks. We're going to try and break things up, and then we're gonna get cracking with the development. Alrighty, let's take a bit of a pause and have a look at where we are at. So we've undergone massive expansion and we're starting to get into this place where I want to actually build something a little bit different. So yeah, massive residentials filling in this entire spot. Where did I start? I actually started here. This was from a video or two back. So I actually started here. It feels like I've been building for so long. Anyways, so all of our houses are starting to fit in quite nicely. I'm really loving these autumn colors, which are just fantastic. The only thing that I'm not happy about is the fact that I'm not seeing a lot of activity on the roads themselves. I think it's because these are residential areas, so a lot of the cars are parking, and I'm guessing they are parking ways and all that stuff. But if I can get a few more commercial buildings in, I'm sure I'll see a little bit more activity on the side of the roads. I don't want to put in any medium density around here. I don't think this place is the area that I want to do that with. I'm glad I'm seeing cars going here though, so that is good. But as I get closer to the train station, I might consider putting some medium density over there, but you know, that is still to be decided. So we're gonna keep expanding. I want to try and build like a sort of strip mall type place. I want this whole area to be just one big commercial space, just filled with, shops, parking, and all of that stuff. And I'm really hoping that all of this will come together nicely. So let's get in here. Let's get a couple of the assets. We're gonna clip things together. We're gonna get rid of props and stuff. And yeah, let's see how well we can make it look. All right, let's pause because now I've built out a lot of roads along this area, and the plan is that I want to try and keep it really simple. So as you can see, I'm trying to keep a lot of the roads just straight with just the odd bend here, the odd bend there, but for the most part roads are straight. It is, I suppose, a little bit more organized and planned housing, and then I'm trying to put pockets of green spaces. So all these places where I've put a lot of green pockets, the plan is that I'm going to leave it like that. We'll build the houses in and around the entire spaces, and then if it looks good, we will leave it. If it doesn't, I'll just come and zone some roads over it, and we will just build out a whole bunch of stuff. I want to try and, because at this point I'm starting to try and blend things out into this area across the highway, I really just need to leave a couple more pockets of green so that when I cross over to this side, the idea is that we get a lot of green space around like the highway itself, and then we'll have a small pocket of residential, maybe going all the way through this side. Then there'll be massive green space, and then a small pocket of residential, and so on. And then that will capture the essence of the blend from the city to the residential areas and then out into the farmlands. So yeah, that's how everything is looking. This is my little attempt at a bit of a mall. Finding the right assets to use is not really the easiest things, I'll be honest, but I think in the end it looks okay. It does the job. It's something. And even though I said I didn't want to put any of the row houses, in order to get these parking lots to have some kind of use, I decided to put a couple of them on that side and one or two also on that side, and then not use a road that you can park on over here, so that they are forced to come and hopefully park the side and then make their way across to the other side. So that's it. I'm liking the way that is shaping up. Let's get this whole place filled out, and then we'll move over into this pocket where I think I'm gonna put a high school or something, but I think everything is looking good for now. This is my main area of focus. So let's start over here. Let's get some residential areas in, and then we'll continue all of our developments. Okay, everybody, I messed up. I completely forgot to hit the record button. 2 hours later, this entire area is filled in, and I didn't record it at all. But anyways, it's not like you missed anything. It's just a bunch of house placements. So I can just give you an overview of what it is that I did. So I just put a whole bunch of houses like I have been doing the whole time all around here. I maintained the green spaces that I said I was going to keep. So I built around it as best as I could. And I think these green spaces will probably be very good if I can just add a little bit of elevation to them, because I think that will then give a sort of justification for why they were left, barren, and why they haven't been developed on, because they're a little bit uphill, and nobody wanted to spend the money to bother themselves going to build on top of these little bumps. And I think that's cool. I think they add, when you put just a little bit of extra elevation around your builds, I think it adds so much more to it. But anyways, so we built out the entire area. I tried to squeeze in a park or two, but not many, because in my mind, right, a lot of these trees or covered areas would serve as parks as well for the people. So these will be chill spots where people can go and hang. They can go and have braais or barbecues for our Americans. So in my mind, I've got more than enough parks around here, but I have tried to toss in a couple. So I've got a basketball court there. I've got a couple of parks over here, and I built this sort of makeshift, what you wanna call a soccer field over on this side, which is just a place that I guess the locals designated a spot for the kiddies to be able to play. And then I decided to still squeeze in one or two more of these 1 by whatever row houses, just to try and get a little bit of variety. we've got commercial all along this road, and over here the plan now is that I'm going to develop out the space quite a bit. I want to get a school in here as well as the athletics field for the school. So I want to put more commercial around here. Like, I haven't put a medical clinic anywhere in this area, so getting a medical clinic maybe in this space will be good, and I can go ahead and upgrade this one to its fullest capacity, which really helps. What I don't also have around here, so if I look at it, fire, I have no fire in this area. So a fire station somewhere around this spot should be good, and maybe I can squeeze it in at the back of this hospital right here. So it looks like it's one big building, because I want to densify this place a little bit. So we'll go ahead, I'll grab a road, I'll put a road over on this side, and if my measurements were correct, I should then be able to squeeze this firehouse at the back over on this side, which then offers this place a little bit of extra coverage, and then I can go ahead, bump that up also to the maximum capacity. When I look at communications, I do have, what are these things? Post offices, so I am good. Police is the other thing that is nowhere in this vicinity. Okay, I've got one there at least, so it's not too bad. So I'm going to go ahead, gonna grab probably the police station, because I haven't used this asset in a while, and I'll plonk that right here against the edge of this road, and then we'll extend this road out into this space, because this is where we're gonna do the development now. So I need to figure out where I can squeeze the school into, and I'm pretty sure the high school, we should be able to fit here. Yeah, so it is quite a big asset, but over here I think I can squeeze it in right behind the police station, and then just bring a road in front of it, and I think this should work. So let me get a road, let me tuck this high school in there, tuck the police station in there as well. I will bring this road, I think, across like so. I think that's too far out. I don't want it to be that far. I want it to be right next to this. There we go. So we can tuck that in over there, get rid of this, and then I should now be able to put the high school right here. And now we've got education for the people. So I've got an elementary school over here. How many elementary schools do I have? Let me just double check. So there's one there, I've got a high school here. I think another elementary school in and around this place would be a good idea. So this is a nice sort of amenities spot. So an elementary school here, and we can give this one the full complement of upgrades as well. So maybe 3 of these, so it's nice and big. We've got a lot of capacity. I don't think I'm going to bother myself with a gym, really. It doesn't really do much for me. And then we've got pretty much everything in and around this area. It's a nice sort of dense area. This is, I guess, the CBD of this residential space. Let me fill in this gap over here, and then I think I will assess to see if there's enough time for us to continue the expansion in the other direction. Alrighty, we are done. At this point, I am over it. This was my second recording of this place. Again, I forgot to hit the record button when I was doing this area. I think it is a sign that I am fatigued and it's time to stop, because I have been building houses and plonking down trees and just repeating these things like over and over again. I just keep forgetting what I'm supposed to do. But that's it, everybody. I'm gonna call it quits here. I don't think I have the energy to continue expanding all the way into this space. But I think today we've done a lot. If you consider the fact that, I don't know, a couple of videos ago, this was the subject of a whole episode, and today we have done all of this area. This place is like almost 3 times the size of this place. So we've built a lot. It's been good. We've expanded a lot on our area, the coverage, as well as my population, which has grown by almost 10,000, which is fantastic. But because I keep putting down commercial and offices, my jobs continue to outnumber the number of employed. So yeah, my unemployment rate remains very low. Overall, it is good. The place has turned out quite alright. I tried to do just a little bit of simple detailing. Oops, that's noisy. A little bit of simple detailing behind some of the commercial shops, and then I tried to make the street sort of lined with a couple of trees. My only disappointment here is the fact that I don't see a lot of people and cars driving around. I don't know if that is because I didn't put a footpath here. Let's get a footpath. Oh no, I did put okay, there is a footpath then. Never mind. My only disappointment is the fact that I don't see a lot of cars and people driving around. I don't know. My guess is that my city is starting to really hit the limits. As you can see, I don't know, the simulation is a little bit slow now. It's starting to really slow down. So yeah, it is what it is. But I mean, look at the scale of this thing that we've built, right? Like, look at the scale of it. It is insane. Over 100,000 population. So yeah, to finish off today, I think the last thing on the agenda will be for me to get down a couple of tram stops and then connect them all up. And I think, how far out does this go? We go all the way up to here, but nothing much is happening over there. So we'll put a tram stop right here where we've got this path so that we can connect it up over on that side. Same on this side, I put a path here as well, so we'll connect it up over on this side. And then I think stopping it in front of this shop, maybe just a little bit off of it so that the trams don't block incoming traffic from there. I think that should work. And then I've got a stop here, so my next stop then can be right here in front of this commercial space, and I think that should be good. Now this area is connected already, so let's go ahead and let's connect this place up. It takes a while for my connections to update, and somebody mentioned in the last video, do I think it's probably because this path is super long, and it might be the case, but it might also be the fact that my city is growing extremely large, and so the simulation overall is starting to take a knock. But also when I open the menu, I realized that I get a whole lot more frame drops when the menus are opened versus when they are not opened, and then it runs a lot smoother. But yeah, everybody, that's it. Built out massive area. For me, this is huge that we've done today. I'm very happy. Next week we can figure out something else to do and continue the expansion out on our beautiful coral reaches. Thank you all so much for watching. Really appreciate it. If you enjoyed it, please be sure to give it a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button if you've been here a while and you haven't done so already, and don't forget to turn on the bells and notifications, share the content, all of that good stuff. It really helps get the channel noticed. Big thanks to all of my YouTube members and all of my patrons for all the extra support that you continue to choose to show the channel. Your support is truly appreciated. Enjoy the cinematics of our new area, and I shall catch you all in the next one. Cheers, everybody.